Imagine this. You're driving as usual, thinking everything is fine. But what if I told you that, with every mile, you might be damaging your car without even realizing it? Sounds crazy, right? But it's true. Most car breakdowns don't happen overnight. They start with small, unnoticed mistakes. Mistakes that almost every driver makes. Mistakes that slowly eat away at your car's health and drain your wallet in expensive repairs. For example, have you ever rested your hand on the gear stick while driving? Seems harmless. But this one habit alone could be silently damaging your transmission, leading to repairs that cost thousands. Or maybe you're someone who waits until the fuel tank is almost empty before refueling. You think it's no big deal. But in reality, this habit could be clogging your fuel system, weakening your engine, and setting you up for a breakdown at the worst possible time. And let's talk about that strange noise you keep ignoring. The little grinding, the weird clicking. You assume it's nothing serious, right? Wrong. That's your car warning you before a disaster. The truth is, cars don't just fail randomly. They give subtle warning signs, signs that most drivers ignore until it's too late. But here's the good news. These mistakes are 100% avoidable. In the next few minutes, I'll expose 7 common driving habits that are secretly destroying your car. And more importantly, I'll show you how to fix them before they cost you thousands. So if you own a car or plan to own one, you can't afford to miss this. Stay with me till the end, because habit number 5 is something almost every driver is guilty of. And it's wrecking their car without them even knowing. Now, let's get started. 1. Resting your hand on the gear stick. Why it's a problem? Most drivers don't think twice about resting their hand on the gear stick while driving, but this seemingly harmless habit can actually cause long-term transmission damage. When you rest your hand on the gear stick, you're applying constant, slight pressure on the transmission's synchronizers and shift forks. These components are not designed to handle continuous force, leading to premature wear and misalignment of the gears. Additionally, driving with one hand reduces your reaction time in emergencies. You need both hands on the steering wheel to maintain full control of your vehicle, especially at high speeds or in unpredictable situations. How to fix it? Always keep both hands on the steering wheel for better control. If you're driving a manual car, only touch the gear stick when shifting gears. Then move your hand back to the wheel. In an automatic car, resting your hand on the gear stick serves no purpose, so keep your hands where they belong. 2. Driving until the fuel tank is almost empty. Why it's a problem? Many drivers wait until the fuel gauge is near empty before refueling, thinking they're making the most of every drop. But this habit can actually damage your fuel system and engine. Over time, dirt, debris, and sediment settle at the bottom of your fuel tank. When you drive with low fuel, the fuel pump starts sucking in these impurities, which can clog fuel filters and even damage fuel injectors. Additionally, in cold weather, low fuel levels allow moisture to form inside the tank, leading to water contamination. If the water freezes, it can cause serious fuel line issues. How to fix it? Never let your fuel tank drop below 1/4 full. In winter, keep the tank at least half full to prevent condensation and freezing. Regularly check and replace fuel filters to keep the system clean. 3. Hard braking. Too often. Why it's a problem? Sudden and excessive braking accelerates brake wear, causing you to replace brake pads and rotors more frequently than necessary. Modern cars have anti-lock braking systems, ABS, that help prevent skidding, but excessive braking can still lead to overheating of brake pads, reducing their effectiveness. Glazing, a shiny surface on the brake pads, which reduces stopping power. Warped brake rotors, leading to vibrations and uneven braking. How to fix it? Maintain a safe following distance to anticipate traffic flow and avoid sudden stops. Practice engine braking by downshifting instead of relying solely on brakes. Brake gently, apply light pressure and gradually increase as needed. Factor 4. Ignoring unusual noises. Why it's a problem? A car is like a living machine. It communicates problems through sounds. If you ignore clicking, squealing, grinding, or rattling noises, you could be setting yourself up for expensive repairs. Common sounds and their meanings: squealing brakes, worn-out brake pads, clicking noise when turning, CV joint failure, knocking from the engine, possible fuel detonation issues, hissing sound, potential vacuum leak. Ignoring these sounds turns minor issues into major failures. A simple brake pad replacement can turn into a full rotor replacement if neglected. How to fix it? Pay attention to any unusual noises. Get your car inspected as soon as you hear something odd. Don't assume a sound will go away on its own. It won't. Number 5. Not using the handbrake. When parking, why it's a problem. When you park on an incline without using the handbrake, parking brake, you're putting the entire weight of your car on the transmission's parking pawl, a small metal pin inside the gearbox. Over time, this pin can wear out or break, leading to serious transmission damage. If the parking pawl fails, your car could start rolling away unexpectedly. How to fix it? Always engage the handbrake, whether you drive a manual or automatic car. When parking on a hill, press the brake pedal. Engage the handbrake, then shift into park for automatics, or leave it in gear for manuals. 6. Revving a cold engine. Why it's a problem? Many drivers believe they need to warm up their engine by revving it high after starting. In reality, this does more harm than good. When the engine is cold, the oil is thicker and hasn't fully circulated. Revving it too soon creates metal-on-metal friction, which leads to excessive wear on engine components. In winter, a cold engine needs a few minutes to reach optimal temperature before being pushed hard. How to fix it? Start the car and let it idle for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Avoid revving beyond 2,000 RPM until the engine reaches operating temperature. Drive gently for the first few miles. 7. Keeping your foot on the brake while driving downhill. Why it's a problem? Many drivers ride the brakes when going downhill, thinking it gives them better control. But in reality, this causes brake overheating, wear, and reduced stopping power. Continuous braking leads to brake fade, reduced braking efficiency, overheated rotors and pads, causing brake failure in extreme cases, glazed brake pads, making them less effective. How to fix it? Use engine braking. Downshift to a lower gear to let the engine slow the car naturally. Tap the brakes periodically instead of keeping your foot pressed down. If you hear a whining noise while engine braking, don't worry, that's normal. Most drivers don't realize how small habits can lead to expensive repairs. But now that you know what to avoid, you can save money, extend your car's life, and drive safer. How many of these mistakes have you been making? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this useful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more car-saving tips.